Hey guys, I'm Ethan Moore from Stockman Supply. I got an email from Fred who actually had saw one of my previous videos where I was talking about the guides on a bandsaw. And right now he's in the process of shopping for a new bandsaw. He's looking at the two Rikon 14-inch saws, the 10-324 and the 10-326. Now they are, and especially in the catalog, they look very similar. They almost look the same. And even when we look in the catalog here, when we're looking at pictures and even the description, so the only major difference that we can tell from this catalog is this one has an open base and a 1.5-horse motor, where the 10-326, it's got a closed base and a 1.75-horse motor. So a little bit bigger. So now the price difference though, this saw is about $1,000 Canadian, this saw is about $1,300 Canadian. So about $300 difference. So I'm going to tell you guys where that $300 is. First we'll start with the guides. The guides are pretty significantly different. If we look at the 10-324, you got two hex bolts up here, or Allen bolts. Loosen that off, and that's how you adjust it. So you can adjust those back and forth. The bearings are kind of a standard bandsaw bearing size here. And then you got an edge-facing thrust bearing on the back, which adjusts the exact same way. Same thing on the bottom. Now on the 10-326, right off the bat, you can tell that the bearings are significantly bigger. You got a knob on the front here. If I loosen this knob, slide that back in, it's spring loaded here, which is really nice, and lock that in place where I want it. The common theme you're going to notice with the Rikon 10-326 is everything on it is toolless. Now again, if we go over to the fence on the 10-324, the fence extrusions are the exact same. They're both high-low fences. You'll notice that the rail on this fence extends about halfway through the table. This one's the full length. But if we look underneath here, the main part I want to show you, if I want to adjust this fence between the high and the low functions, you got two bolts there you loosen, that slides out and you can slide in this upper slot here. Now, on the 10-326 on the fence, a couple really cool features with it. Same extrusion, I loosen this off. If I want to switch it between high and low, that just slides in there just with this knob. Now the really cool thing is, without buying anything extra, this comes with the saw. This big blue body here allows you to adjust the fence for drift. So it's not an upgrade or anything, it comes right with that feature and that just locks in place. So that's a really kind of a neat idea for your fence. If you guys like to use fences, I personally don't, that's a really nice feature. And then the rail extends the full length here. Now you'll notice I bent this rail. I was on my way to a New Jersey woodworking show and it tipped over my van. Don't tell my boss that I broke it though. But anyways, if you are using a little ripper, it's really nice because you don't have to switch the rail back and forth between the two sides. It can just stay right there permanently. Now, if we're going into the guts of the bandsaw, these are the things that you can't really see. First thing, these wheels. They look the same, but they're different. This is cast aluminum. On this machine, cast iron. That cast iron wheel, significantly heavier. It's like a flywheel in the car. All that momentum that heavier wheel gives you, when I'm cutting through heavy, hard woods, it's a lot more difficult to slow that down versus that lighter wheel. So this is actually, even with that heavier wheel, makes it a lot more powerful versus the cast aluminum. Now, if we go underneath with the table, first of all, if you look at the table, a little thinner on the 10-324 versus the 10-326, a little bit beefier table on this one. But underneath the trunnion of this machine is fine. It's got a single trunnion in the middle here. You got a knob right here that you loosen. And then this right here, I turn that and that tilts my table. Now at the back here, there's a little lever. So if I move this lever out of the way, I can tilt this beyond 0. If I put that lever back in place, go back to 0 and lock that up. Now, the 10-326, we go over here, a lot nicer system. So the trunnion, if you look at it here, significantly heavier duty. a lot bigger here. And then if I loosen this, it's got a big cam lock rather than a knob. Loosen that knob, and I can turn this knob. This will tilt my table. And then same thing on the back, you got that lever. Now you'll notice there's a lot more space between here and the frame of the bandsaw. You can tilt this beyond 0 further than you can on the 10-324. Put that back in place where you're 0, lock that up. A lot nicer trunnion system. Now again on the front of the bandsaw, if we look at the motor, I should say first, you got a 1 3/4 horse motor, a little bit bigger, and a 1.5 horse motor on the 10-324. Doesn't seem like much, but this is the biggest motor you can get in a 110 volt bandsaw. So this is as big as you can plug into the wall. Now the only other real difference, you got an open stand versus a closed stand. Now again, I told you earlier that it's about $300 difference between these two saws. I sell about 10 of these saws for every one of these saws that we sell. The 10-326 is a lot more popular. So yeah, Fred, I hope that kind of answers your questions. They look so similar, but they actually are very, very different. If anyone else has any questions, just email me at info@stockhamsupply.com or comment on this video. And thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see future videos, please subscribe.